and she was not the intended target, but she ended up being caught in a crossfire, basically. So for the people who are listening to this story, here we go. It bothers my soul when I do these stories. This is a story about a little girl by the name of Kearria Regina Addison, who was 5 years old. What a pretty, beautiful, smile little girl. And she had her whole life ahead of her. Her life was robbed by a group of idiots who were fighting over something. And you know what? This also ought to put into proper perspective that a lot of times we have our priorities mixed up in life. You think things are important and they're really not, right? You know, throughout this whole lockdown process and Corona and all of this stuff, you would think that people would learn to be more in tune with their family and their friends and their loved ones, and just to really focus on the things that matter in life. Because life is so short, you don't know when it's going to end. You don't know when your civil liberties are going to be infringed upon, right? But no, what you have in this world is you have a group of people who are going to fight over anything and everything. These degenerates of our community have to go, and they need to be spoken out against. I want you guys to understand that anybody who is to hurt children, we are going to discuss and talk about it. We're going to shun anyone who does not put children in the front. Protect their rights and protect the children. In my opinion, that should be America's #1 priority. How many people are with me on that? Because I think it's a proper place to say that. You know what's crazy? Even the story that I did out of California, you know, the mother had nerve enough to try to fight me on that video and wanted me to take my video down. Like sending me all kinds of emails, sending all kind of, like gathering the troops to come after me to try to either get my video taken down or to threaten me to take my video down. And it's so funny how she was willing to fight me over my commentary, but didn't take that level of care when it came to protecting her children and not putting her children in a situation to be harmed. That's, I just would never understand how people can have their priorities so mixed up. We're going to talk about not only these 4 individuals, but there's actually 5 people that are involved in this story total that caused this situation to happen. Wow, what a face. That's a face only the devil can love, boy. I tell you what, man, these people are here. Jacksonville, Florida, please come to the carpet. Y'all need to be called out for this, all right? Because I'm tired of calling Jacksonville stories out, and it doesn't seem to be a lot of outrage going on. But one of the 4 suspects arrested in connection with the death of a 5-year-old Jacksonville girl is pregnant. One of the suspects, which is a woman, is pregnant. How many of you guys are surprised when y'all saw the picture of the suspects? Let's back it up. Right here. Boom. The woman on the right-hand side, her name is Kearria Buford, who is 25 years old. One of the individuals' names is Jonathan Hall, and they made their first appearance in court Saturday regarding the death of the 5-year-old girl. Let me get to her photo. Right there. That is 5-year-old Kearria Regina Addison. This child was caught in the crossfire of a gun battle while sitting in a vehicle with 3 of her siblings in front of a convenience store. So I want you guys to understand this. Not only did 5-year-old Kearria Regina Addison get shot and killed, but that means you could have also have added more children to this senseless situation. So let me give you a little story about this, a little backstory. The child was caught in the crossfire of a gun battle while sitting in the vehicle with 3 of her siblings in front of a convenience store, and police had determined that the fight that ensued that was on camera, so if y'all want to see that video, let me know. I can show you. It depends on if y'all want to see it. If you don't want to see it, I can skip it. But I actually have the fighting and the gun battle on camera. Do y'all want to see that? A fight took place over $180. Yes, you heard that right. $180 damn dollars. Let me give a shout out real quick to Keyline Designs. I see they are in the building. I'm going to go ahead and add you as a moderator and give you a shout out. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are saying y'all want to see the video? Okay. Oh, that's right. Thank you so much for that. TT, got your $2 super chat. Thank you very much. And shout out to TT, who was in the chat. Also, shout out to Elissa Deeds, who said, we'll always rock with the AFC. Hey, man, she hit us up by way of Cash App. If you guys want to support the AFC, then people use the links in the description box. So thank you very much for that. Also, give a shout out to Keyshawn Johnson, who is in the chat as well. I got to say, man, you guys have been so amazing with just supporting. And I really appreciate you guys just really caring about these kids, okay? But it seems that it seems like it's really only a small group of people in America who really care about kids like this. Because you would think that more people in these communities would stand up when they see something like this happen. But you know what they're doing? Instead of calling these 4 and 5 individuals out by telling them that they're wrong, you know, shaming them or anything like that, what they do is they say, well, you shouldn't talk about it, Jay. You shouldn't talk about it. You should take your video down. You should stop reporting what's in the news, what the courts are going to say about these people, right? They tell me that you're making the community look bad by talking about this stuff that's going on. And I wonder, and I'm just like, you know, it's a real sad state of affairs when we have gone so far off the rails when it comes to decency in the black community, especially when it comes to dealing with our children, that we believe children should be seen and not heard. We believe that children don't matter as much as adults. And we believe that if it came to saving adults or children, we should save the adults. And guys, I am so serious when I say that. Grown people are telling me that adults' lives matter more than children. If I could post every screenshot, and maybe I'll start doing that, of emails that I get of people defending people who are literally getting sentenced and going to jail over murdering children, the messages that I get from them is ridiculous. It's almost shocking. It's offensive to me that people can come out and say, well, you don't know the full story. And I've known this person since they were a kid and they wouldn't do anything like this. And I'm like, but they were sentenced in court. They have them on camera. They have his fingerprints on the gun. The ballistics came back on the bullet that was used. Like, you're on camera and you're telling me he wouldn't do anything like this? Family members do it. People around the community say it. Like, there's so many people that come out in the defense of adults. It's ridiculous. But let's talk about this story. That baby's grandfather by the name of Andrew West said that the victim and her family had no involvement or any ties to the incident or the individuals that were involved. Picture that. So the people that got into the fight and started shooting, they didn't know them at all. Baby Kearria Addison died when she was caught in the crossfire in what the mayor called a senseless shootout. The bullet struck their vehicle where Addison was shot in the head, and that baby was transported in critical condition, JSO said. Her 4-year-old sibling was minorly injured from the debris that was caused by the bullets. Sheriff Mike Williams said in a news conference Tuesday that the girl Kearria Addison was sitting in the vehicle alongside her family Monday afternoon on the 10,300 block of Monaco Drive when 4 individuals got into an altercation nearby, which escalated into gunfire. Initially, they said 4, but I think it was 5 people. Now, the 4-year-old sister was hurt, but her injuries were non-life-threatening. Addison's death was confirmed Tuesday, so the baby did not survive. The 5-year-old baby that was hit did not survive. We lost a child's life over $180 damn dollars. Caught it in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's just the fact that, you know what? With a lot of where these kids grow up, any place that you go is the wrong damn place and the wrong damn time. And that's sad to say. You can't be at home. That's the wrong place, wrong time. You can't go to the store. That's the wrong place, wrong time. You can't go to school. That's the wrong place, wrong time. You can't go to a restaurant. Wrong place, wrong time. When it comes to the degenerates of our communities, there is no place safe at all. There is no safe place. Williams said that baby Addison and her family was inside the vehicle, but they had no involvement with this incident. Now, let me get her face up on the screen here. The lady that I'm getting ready to talk about, she's not really a lady. She's just a human female. Let me see if I can get her picture up on the screen. Give me a second, because I didn't have a lot of pictures, but I came across some. Give me a second here, because I want to highlight her right here. Kearria Buford, 25 years old, on the left-hand side, is charged with murder, attempted second-degree murder, and attempted first-degree murder. She faces up to 30 years in prison. That's her as well. During her court appearance, Kearria Buford's attorney revealed that this woman is pregnant. They said she's pregnant. Now, why would they bring this up and say this is such a big deal? She's involved with causing somebody to lose their baby, but yet we're supposed to care about her and her nasty ass getting pregnant by some random dude, some random thug, more than likely. Don't y'all find that ironic? How one kid has to die. You're not going to get life in jail for that. But we're supposed to care about your kid and make sure that your kid comes into the world in a safe environment. How ironic is that? During her court appearance, her attorney revealed that she's pregnant and asked the judge to release her as a safety precaution amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Damn. They even wrote, "We learned that Kearria Buford is pregnant and she carries the sickle cell trait and is dealing with the type of health issue as well," attorney Rhonda Peoples said. Now, under the circumstances of COVID-19, we believe that her health and safety is paramount and in jeopardy, and the longer she would remain in jail. Meaning that this nasty ass woman, let me go back to her photo. This nasty ass woman was out fighting. Even if she didn't know she was pregnant, that actually makes it worse. Because I noticed, didn't nobody say that in the chat yet? She's pregnant, but think about what started this whole shootout. A fight. So that means this nasty ass woman was fighting while pregnant. And if she didn't know that she was pregnant, that makes it worse. That you were having that much reckless sex and did not know that you were pregnant. Forgive me for being so mad, guys, and I know a lot of y'all don't like me cursing. I'm sorry, but I have to speak my mind. Are y'all with me? If y'all would, please click that thumbs up. It'll help share our stream, as well as letting other people know that we're live. I see what you guys are typing in the chat, but please make sure you guys click that thumbs up. I'm hoping that we can get over 200 thumbs up, and we just need a few people to do it, okay? Do that simple thing for us and click the thumbs up. We got a few people that are able to donate, and I'm thankful for that, okay? Her attorney, Peoples, argued that Kearria Buford has family in the area, including another young daughter, and is not a flight risk. Attorney said that Kearria Buford has a minimal record and is not a danger to the community. She's not a danger to the community, but she's fighting while pregnant, and fighting while pregnant in a pandemic, and fighting while pregnant in a pandemic over $180, and fighting while pregnant in a pandemic over $180, and shooting at people. But wait, she's a woman. She's not a flight risk. Why? Because she's a mother and she's pregnant. Damn. Damn. Well, I need to skip some of this. I'm sorry, because it's doing nothing but pissing me off. Her attorney keeps just making excuses, okay? But as of right now, she does not have a bond, which is good. A third suspect was identified as 35-year-old Adrian Cornelius Covington, JSO said. Covington ultimately turned himself in after being interviewed, because he was on tape, and was arrested for 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. 2 other unknown individuals, as well as a vehicle suspected of being used in the crime, were captured on surveillance video. These images were released in an effort to identify and locate them. Let me thank America the Great real quick, if y'all don't mind, because he donated twice. But thank you to America the Great. Said government logic. Throw the mom in jail for taking a kid to the park. Release the baby killer. So I wouldn't even so much blame it on the government. I would blame it on the people that we are putting in these judicial seats. That's the judicial part of the government, the judges. Those are the people that you have to vote on. That's why I told y'all to vote in your local elections. You got to know who y'all got in office. If y'all don't know who y'all judges are, y'all are voting them in. Or if you're not voting, for those of y'all who think your vote doesn't count, then they're just putting in whoever they feel like putting in. You got to vote. Donna Aguayo says, speak your mind. Her second donation. Shout out to you and thank you, Donna Aguayo, for that. Thank you. Here it is. 31-year-old Jonathan David Hall appeared in court shortly after and is charged with aggravated battery, attempted murder in the first degree, murder in the first degree, and 2 counts of attempted murder in the second degree. And he faces life in prison. His next court date is set for May 4th. I always think that's funny how a mother can be pregnant, but she can't be held liable for fighting while being pregnant. That's not attempted murder. But if you knock this woman down, and y'all know who says this, shout out to them, by the way. If you knock a woman down and that woman has a miscarriage, you could be charged with murder. Just, the laws are so screwed up. JSO said a 5th suspect, who is believed to have been the driver of the vehicle, has also been identified and interviewed, but at this time, no arrest has been made. And anybody who got more information, call JSO at 904-630-0550 or Crime Stoppers at 866-845-TIPS. Tips. You are eligible for a cash reward and can remain anonymous. For those of us who believe in seeing something and saying something. And I also want you guys to know that there are not 1, but 2 GoFundMes. Not 1, but 2 GoFundMes are currently up and active. I will show you those here in a minute, but for the moment, let me give you guys the fair usage and let me show you the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news report. Why they did this video feed like this, that's dumb. Like, don't even post this video if you can't show us the full video, like the full feed. I can't hardly see this, and I don't know how well y'all can hear this. But this is terrible video, and it's also real bad audio. I'm gonna just skip that one.
2 people involved in the shooting death of a little girl are in the beginning stages of the court process. That child was shot on Monday while she was sitting in a car outside a convenience store.
Kearria Buford and Jonathan Hall are both facing murder charges. News4Jax reporter Brittany Muller was watching their first court appearance.
Both Buford and Hall's charges have been upgraded. Today in court, we have learned that Buford is pregnant and a probable cause hearing is scheduled for tomorrow at 1:30. Meanwhile, 2 others have been charged with murder in the little girl's death. A 5-year-old Jacksonville girl caught in the crossfire.
She was a little girl that loved to smile. Every time I came to the house to see her, she was smiling. Just like school, she seen me and she ran up to me and hugged me and smiled.
Kearria Addison's grandfather, Andrew West, says she started school this year and was proud that she could spell out her name.
It feels great. JSO did an awesome job. Just as having served.
JSO says Kearria and her 4-year-old sister, along with their mom, stopped at a convenience store on Monaco Drive when the shootout happened on Monday. Police say a total of 4 people have been arrested in connection to the shooting. 31-year-old Jonathan Hall is now charged with attempted murder, and 25-year-old Tiara Buford has been charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder. 35-year-old Adrian Covington turned himself in. He has already been charged with murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. 50-year-old Tom Everett was arrested shortly after the shooting on Monday. He's been charged with attempted first-degree murder and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Jacksonville police say the shooting stemmed from a fight between 2 groups of people over $180.
We're going to miss her. And she was my heart. And I wish she was still here.
A bond has not been set for Buford because she is returning to court tomorrow. Meanwhile, for Hall, Covington, and Everett, they are being held here at the Duval County Jail without bond. Meanwhile, Addison's family is planning her funeral. Reporting from downtown Jacksonville, Brittany Muller, Channel 4, the local station.
And of course, with the majority of these stories, there's always going to be a GoFundMe. And I mean no disrespect to the family. I really wish people would stop getting so mad at me just for reporting my thoughts about what's actually out here. Like, you could just simply just not watch me. It's kind of simple. But nonetheless, here's one of the GoFundMes, and then I'll show you guys the second GoFundMe here in a moment. Okay? Now, right now, this is by Andrew West, which is the grandfather from the story. You guys saw him at the beginning. He put up a GoFundMe to bury Kearria Addison, who is the little 5-year-old girl who is in the story. They're asking for $10,000 as their goal. They're at $14.95 right now. The last donation came in 10 days ago, from my understanding. Let me make sure. Yeah. Last donation came in 10 days ago. There's a little bit of a story here, but like I said, I'll say this, and I hope Andrew understands. I say this about each and every story. I don't discriminate. When you ask for this kind of money, and thank you, DJ, I appreciate that, bro, because this putting it together the way that I do takes a lot of time. It's a lot more time consuming to do it this way, but I kind of like giving more of a comprehensive story, really putting a focus on it. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. Mina, as well. John, I'm going to check it right now. Since you said check it, I will check it. I like the fact that my phone will unlock when I look at it. I like that. Give me a second here. I'll pause what I'm saying here to check that for you. I can surely do that. Because if you guys are able to find it in your finances, the least I could do was look at it. Matter of fact, I did get it. I just got it. So John, hold on just a second here. John didn't even leave a message. But John left a very nice PayPal donation. So John, if you're still listening to the sound of my voice, not only is he a channel member, and he's a brand new channel member, by the way, and sent in a very nice PayPal donation. So thank you to you, brother. I really, really appreciate that. You always say my name wrong. Uh-oh. Okay. Let me see. Is your chat name in here? Okay. Somebody said I said their chat name wrong. Can you comment in the chat and let me know who that was that said that? The first initial of your name is J. The last initial of your name is Z. So you know who you are. I don't want to call your whole name out, but let me know if that was you in the chat, and I can make sure that I say your name properly. I'm going to put some respect on your name today. If you donate, I can definitely do that. Let me say this about this GoFundMe real quick before we wrap up. If you are going to put up a GoFundMe in excess of $5,000, in my opinion, have somebody professionally write it out for you. Matter of fact, I think somebody needs to provide that as a service. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think that somebody needs to take time and properly write out a GoFundMe, and whoever does that should be paid $100 out of the GoFundMe money that is existent. The reason that I say that is because I believe that if you're going to ask for that amount of money, it should be clear, it should be concise, and it should be informative. The reason that you are asking for the amount of money that you're asking, I'm sorry, but $5,000 is not is nothing to sneeze at. Especially $10,000. That's quite a bit of money. So in my opinion, I think that you should take quite a bit of effort to write out a nice description. It don't have to be long, but it definitely should not be short, but it should be informative. I'm a stickler about that. I'm sorry, but you guys know that we a lot of times do not have life insurance on our kids. You know, the funny thing somebody told me when I said that, you know what they said, bro? Y'all know what they said to me? They said, well, how can anybody expect their child to die suddenly? What? They said they didn't know that their child was going to die suddenly. I get it. I understand what you're saying. My job of discernment is good. I understand that. I get it. But what they're missing is the key point that as sure as life begins, it will end. It is inevitable that all things that are born will die. For humans. If aliens are out there, maybe they'll live forever, okay? But as far as I know, in the last time I checked, the majority of living things, especially humans, will expire. Therefore, from the moment a human being is born, they should have life insurance. Everyone should at birth. Because it doesn't matter whether you're 1 month old, 5 years old, 30 years old, or 100 years old. All human beings should have life insurance. Period. Every single story that I presented, nobody has had life insurance. I'm sorry, but as parents of children, that is outright irresponsible. Everybody in my family has life insurance. Me, my daughter, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, their kids, everybody. Cousins, aunties, everybody. Grandparents, everybody. It's the responsible thing to do. As sure as life starts, it will end. Nobody knows the day. Nobody knows the time. Therefore, you should prepare that it will happen. Sorry, I know grandpa and mom and dad is not going to like me saying that. I don't like these GoFundMe pages if they're not written out properly. I just don't like that. $10,000, I think you should have $10,000 worth of information there. I'm sorry. I know that makes me sound like an ass. But wait a minute, guys. There wasn't just one GoFundMe. I told you. If you were listening, I told you guys there were 2 GoFundMes. Maybe somebody knows who Kizzy Brooks is. Maybe you can let me know in the comments section. But Kizzy Brooks has a GoFundMe. I don't see what the... Oh, it's a $700 goal for a Kearria Addison billboard. And why don't you look at that? They're asking for $700 and they actually have a pretty good written out, well punctuated GoFundMe description over the $700. So you write it out real nice and good over $700, but for $10,000, we're just like, I'm gonna put a sentence or two in there and we're gonna be good. Send $10,000. But you notice the last donation that came in was 10 days ago. So I don't know. I don't know really if that signifies how people are starting to feel. Are they starting to feel kind of like me? Like, hey, man, look, this is getting ridiculous to the point of where everybody's just asking for GoFundMe like this money is just magic. Like I didn't go out and go work for my money and put it towards something that I can see, that I can understand, that people have done all that they could do. But in a situation where you don't have life insurance on your kid, to me, you did not even do the basics. Let's get off of that because I know people going to get mad at me. Let's get off of that. Because that's not the real focus. The focus is that this baby should not be dead. She should not have been shot at. Her siblings shouldn't have been shot at. They shouldn't have been in the middle of the hood catching crossfire at their car just because 5 niggas wanted to fight over $180, which you split that up, that's $36 a piece. Broke ass, sorry ass niggas. Ridiculous that they had to go through all of this with surveillance cameras and pictures. They had to show all of these photos and stuff. These dudes all had criminal records, by the way. So they were thugs. They were degenerates. Based on what the news said, they said all of the people involved had criminal records. $36 a piece. And you're going to do life in prison. And this baby would never get a chance to start school. That's my favorite picture of her. Let me see if I can get a focus back on that picture, because I really like that picture of that baby. That one. That's where we're going to pause it. Do y'all know why that's my favorite picture of her? Because it reminds me of my daughter. There have been plenty of times, which scares me, that we've gone to simple places like the 7-Eleven, to the corner store, to go get something to eat, get something to drink, get some snacks on the north side of Oklahoma City, and to just think that some random crap could just burst out and my kid could be dead over niggas fighting over something stupid. I vividly remember when my baby was 5 years old. It breaks my heart because I see this little girl as my little girl. I have not, and I've told y'all this before. I know it might sound crazy to some, but I have never met a kid, a baby, that I have not loved. I didn't know this girl, but I love this baby. She deserved a chance. And the people that robbed this baby of her opportunity to go to school need to suffer not only in this life, but they need to suffer in hell, because that's where they're going. I am commending their souls to hell for what they did, because individuals like this don't deserve to be in society. They don't deserve to be in our communities and our neighborhoods. They don't deserve to be your neighbors. They don't deserve to breathe the atmosphere that we live in. Send them to space. Let them breathe some space air. Put them on the first rocket ship that NASA needs some test dummies for and launch them into space. Let them breathe that atmosphere. These babies cannot speak for themselves. And how was she supposed to defend herself against a flurry of bullets coming at her mom's car? What was she supposed to do? And any of her siblings could have been hit easily. This is not unfortunate. This is niggas. Understand what I said. This is not an unfortunate incident. This is niggas. This is why we need to separate from the trash of our communities. That message applies to all communities, no matter where you live. White people know how to call white trash white trash. Asian, Mexican, Puerto Rican, people across the globe, whether you're French, Italian, Russian, everybody needs to separate themselves from trash. No matter whether you have a lot of money, a little money, or no money, you still don't have to be an asshole. You still don't have to be a murderer. You still don't have to be a child abuser. You still don't have to be a pedophile. no matter what your personal situation is, does not deem, if you're having a bad day, does not deem any type of abuse towards children. That is a message that I'm going to stand on until the day that I am no longer here. And I hope my words ring from here on out permanently. I pray for this family. I pray for her siblings, that they will have some semblance of peace. You know, for the grandfather and the mom and dad, I know y'all might focus on what I said about the GoFundMe, but it's real talk. Matter of fact, you could even look at it and say like this: that might be a good reason to get life insurance on your other 2 kids. This will be a perfect time to do so. So if the GoFundMe and if the state is going to also contribute to paying for this angel's funeral, then whatever extra money you have needs to go towards life insurance on your kids. If you don't want to pay for it for yourself, then don't. But don't let these kids not have life insurance on them. They can't speak for themselves, and they depend on you for every single thing that they get. And that's why I think as adults, as the grown people, and as the parents, that we need to be the ones to step out, have these conversations, and continue these talks, and get people to understand from your heart, from your logic, why these things are important. Thank you to everybody who continues to spread the message of the AFC, because the AFC is not me. It's not a me thing. It's a we thing. How about that? Y'all can put that in the chat. There's another hashtag. The AFC is not a DJ Just J thing. The AFC is not a me thing. It's a we thing. I love my children. I love yours. I love all children. And they all need a voice. They all need to be protected. All of their opinions matter. All of their lives matter. Okay? Thank you guys so much for listening. It's a very humbling story. I'm trying not to get emotional, but thank you guys so much for listening to the story. From my heart to yours, I love you guys, and thank you guys for giving me a moment of your time and listening to the stream of this baby right here. And